Another area I want to touch on today is relationships. You know, relationships are so important. Relationships with the umpire for a pitcher. Do we know what that is? Relationships for an umpire? Treat an umpire like your sister just brought over a date from the prom. You know, sister went to the prom, brought a date. Treat an umpire the same way. Hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hey, great, that's great. Be very cordial, very nice, very professional. Don't ever show him up. Don't ever make him feel bad about what he's doing. Don't ever make him feel not welcome around you. And realize he's got a job to do, and you got a job to do. You know, you don't have to be buddy-buddy with him. You don't want to go to the prom with your sister and her date. You don't have to be buddy-buddy. Just be cordial, be nice. Never show him up. He's getting paid to do this thing. He's calling balls and strikes. He's going to make some mistakes. You're not even going to know some of the mistakes he makes. You don't know what it takes to be an umpire. The one thing an umpire doesn't want is some 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to 22-year-old showing him up. He doesn't want that. So don't give it to him. It can only hurt you. They're human. I believe that basically they all do an honest, good job. They're human. Treat them with respect. They're trying to help you, and they can be a great friend for you. But they can also destroy you if you show them up. You don't need to do that. After a real close call and he calls it a ball, boom, he knows if he missed it or not. And he sure appreciates a young man that walks away and doesn't say anything. Because he sure as heck doesn't show you up when you're walking the yard out there. Ha! Throw a strike. Wait, I'm trying to umpire. Can you imagine that? So you don't do it to him. When you ask for a baseball, nobody likes to be addressed Blue. Hey, Blue. It's discourteous in my mind. They don't call you. Hey, Hat. Some short guy, call him, hey, Hat. Or some skinny guy, hey, Beanpole. You don't do it. So you don't refer to him as, hey, Blue. Okay? Mr. Umpire. He's probably going to be older than you. Let's hope. Mr. Umpire, yes. Can I have a new baseball, please? Thank you very much. If he throws your baseball and you still don't like it, excuse me, Mr. Umpire, these balls aren't really rubbed up or the way I like it. Can I have another one? Thank you very much. Okay? That relationship is vital. He blows a big call, don't say a word to him. If you think he blows a big call. You control what you can control. That's the game we're in, fellas. There's umpires there. If you want it electronically done, you'll have just as much to complain about, I'm sure. But we're doing it with humans. Treat them with respect. It's the best way, the only way. No matter how competitive you are, don't show them up. Okay, work with them. Next thing is relationship with a coach. And I talk to coaches about the same thing and players about the same thing. I'm telling you, we all don't have the answers. Players play, coaches coach. We all got our sets of problems. But respect's the key, and the key word, there's two key phrases. Seek to understand each other first. You seek to understand a coach, let the coach seek to understand you. First. Like putting yourself in their shoes, do that first and do it honestly. And the second thing, treat others the way you want to be treated. Then you'll have a good relationship with your coach. You're looking at a guy that never had a relationship with a coach because he didn't know how to act. He was too caught up in himself. He didn't care. He didn't care what others were feeling. He wanted to know me, 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 and that's why everybody labeled me, he's got a bad attitude. And I did, and they were right. And the more they said it, the more I said, no, I don't. Me! What the heck are you talking about? I proved myself right there. That's the key. Treat others you want to be treated and seek to understand them first. Coaches, I say don't overcoach. And God forbid don't spend time just over and over just with the mechanics. Get to understand the person, understand what makes him tick, understand really what type of player he is, give him a role, help him with his identity, make him help him believe in himself a little bit, make him understand what he does well, et cetera, et cetera. But that relationship's important. Relationships with opponents. There is none. You're playing against them. There is none. It's not warlike. They're not the enemy. You treat them like they don't exist. They focus on you. You focus on the game. It's called winning. If all week you're saying, God, we play so-and-so state. Oh, my Lord. We play so-and-so state. Who we're playing this week? We're playing so-and-so state. You'll lose. You will lose every time. Who are we playing this week? Whoever. Focus on us. It doesn't matter what's across their chest. All we got to worry about is what's inside of us. We're just going to play. We're going to perform well. It doesn't matter who. Let them focus on us. We get off the bus. We walk on the field. We're stone-faced. We work hard. We don't say a word. They're going like, wow, look at them. They go on the field, take in field. We turn our backs and go the other way. They go, wow, crazy. Opponent shows you up as you're a pitcher. You throw a pitch, kid hits a home run, shows you up, points at you, does all that kind of stuff. You pretend like he's not even there. Get a ball from the umpire, get back on the mound, and everybody there is going, oh my God, this kid's classy. This kid's got his stuff together. This kid must be pretty good. I like this kid. And the opponents start looking, going, man, this kid's got his stuff together. And they start being leery of you. They start focusing on you. Don't ever let them see you sweat. Don't ever give in to them. Hitter comes up that you know that you played summer league ball with, starts smiling at you. You look right at him like he's not even there. That takes practice. That takes thinking about it. I mention these things because they're not easy to do, and we all fall into that habit. Or there's an opposing coach that's your uncle. Don't even look at him. I mean, one of the greatest things Bob Gibson had going for him is people believed that Bob Gibson wanted to hurt them. He believed that they believed when Bob Gibson was on the mound that he was so nasty that he'd hit him. He'd knock him down and he didn't care about him. What a great thing that Bob Gibson did. I'm sure Bob Gibson didn't hate everybody he played against, but he gave that perception by just not making any expression at all. You try to buddy with Bob Gibson, he'd look at it like, hey, I don't want to talk about that. Hey, Bob, how do you throw this? Hey, Bob, with that knockdown pitch, did you mean it? Oh, my God, this guy's nasty. One of the nicest gentlemen in the world is a gentleman. But on the field, he kept opponents guessing. They didn't know. You hit a ball, you get to second base. You're standing on second base. Your friend, the shortstop, comes up to you and says, hey, Billy, how you doing? Billy, I'm talking to you. How you doing? Billy, what's the deal, man? What's your problem? You're not going to talk to me? Oh, okay. You're going to big-time me, Billy? No response. What does the kid walk away and say? Man, this kid's serious about his baseball. No wonder they're kicking our butts 14-1. This kid's serious. Maybe I should do that. God, I feel like a jerk. God. Yeah, you're right, Billy. Let's play hard. No question. I look for that when I'm scouting players. I'm not kidding you. I look for the guy that wants to be noticed by the opponent. No relationship with the opponent. Sure, they can be your friends, but you're playing a game. Let them focus on you. We focus on each other and our team, not on the opponent. Relationship with fans or family during game. How do you think I feel? Doesn't happen. You're a baseball player. There's a little pride, there's a little etiquette involved in this game. Does not happen. Especially pitchers. It happens all the time. Run up in between innings and get a cup of water. Please. Go up to your dad or your mom on the radar gun. How hard am I throwing? I've seen it all. Or in between innings after 3 straight strikeouts, winking at your girlfriend. Professional. It all comes out in the wash. Successful pitching is a series of successful performances, not results. You're going to have one game strike out 16, the next game walk 17. So it's a series of successful performances. There's no interaction with the fans. That's a whole different element. You don't do it. You don't do it. It just doesn't happen. A person that's on stage performing in a play or a rock and roll singer or our man Bruce doesn't come out in the middle of it and say, oh, hi, Mom and Dad, how's everything going? Yeah, good. Doesn't do it. Yeah, there's certain times when the fans become involved, but he's on stage. He's performing. You're doing the same thing, except what you're doing is real. It's playing a game. Those relationships are important. To have them under control. It's all part of your maturity. It's all part of your identity. It's all part of your attitude. And it really starts to give you a different outlook on the game. You actually will start to build a little belief in yourself, a little confidence. Because you're taking the chance of saying, hey, I'm not going to talk to this opponent. I'm not going to show up the umpire. I'm not going to do what the peer pressure tells me to do. I'm going to be a professional when it comes to my actions towards this game. When I say professional in baseball these days, I never mean getting paid. I never mean employment job. I mean professional actions. Professionalize all your actions. Treat the game with care and respect. And you'll go a long way in it, no question about it. But hopefully, you picked up a few things on how to practice.